So it's basically it's 2025, it's April, it's Easter. I think Easter is derived from the goddess Ishtar, pagan, has pagan roots, the whole Easter situation. Really, really, really worried about how most African governments, over 50 governments, are not doing enough to end the genocide in Palestine, the Israeli American genocide in Palestine. This country called America has no moral authority, has no right to be the leader of the world, free or unfree or whatever. This country needs to be stopped in its tracks. America is printing, the hegemon is printing paper that it's using to basically build weapons of mass destruction, that is testing on children and women and weak, innocent people who've been like deprived of their land by a genocidal group of people, a genocidal nation called Israel. Africa and African governments need to wake up and do something about this. Pressure needs to be put on these two, America and Israel, to end this genocide and give back the land to the people it belongs to. Okay, yeah, it sounds a bit dreamy. But what is happening in Palestine is a dress rehearsal for possibilities of what could happen to weak countries. What if America decides, or Israel decides to take over an African country, a black African country? As far as I'm concerned, basically no African country, this small states that are carved out by the Berlin Conference, has a capability to defend itself fully. All the regional blocs do not have in its proper standing armies. The AU is a basket case, and African youth and African activists need to step up their efforts to help the people of Palestine. This bullshit has to be brought to an end. Um, it's just unreal that in 2025, children are being massacred in their thousands. Bombs are being dropped on old people. Guts are being torn apart. Limbs, blood all over the place. People are being run over by a Nazi state, a post internet nasty state, weaponizing AI and testing weapons and stealing organs from unbelievable. International law has been put in the dustbin, and basically, as it is, the world is on the path to war. It take a miracle for the world to get to 2030. I already, well, it was one of my predictions a few years back. It would take a miracle for there not to be some sort of a nuclear war, or like conventional, a mass breakout of conventional war all over the place. Israel has to be stopped in its tracks now. Over 50 Muslim nations cannot raise a force to defend the Middle East, to defend the Palestinians over I think Muslim countries in the world should be about 100 people wake up. We cannot allow a Nazi government, a Nazi state led by Netanyahu to basically perpetuate this injustice, gross injustice um, on the world. This is a blight on everything humanity stands for. It's unreal and unbelievable. We need to do something about this. Africa needs to raise her voice. South Africa is the only one pushing for this, and they're being attacked by the US. Ghana and Nigeria are doing absolutely nothing, keeping cowering. Or Nigeria, I don't even think the president of Nigeria cares about. He's a Muslim, isn't he? Does he care about Palestine? Has he said anything about Palestine? Has the president of Ghana said anything? I'm sure President Mahama would probably be diplomatic about it, but would say something. But this is not a time for diplomacy. This has to be brought to an end. They are practicing for the possibilities of what they could do to Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa is defenseless. We have puppet leaders mostly who have no clue what they're doing. Sub-Saharan Africa has no defense. They're practicing this. What if they want to take over any of these other countries in Sub-Saharan Africa? The North is at least, they know what they're up to. They know what they're doing. Morocco, Algeria, and Egypt have some semblances of decent military forces. Sub-Saharan Africa is joking. Most of the leaderships are like joking. Hopefully the AES would see the need to militarize and raise functional, strong militaries. Yeah, it's time for the youth of Africa to wake up and smell the coffee. Yeah, anyway, I end it here. Free Palestine, free Palestine. Israel is a Nazi state. If you're Israeli, you're quiet about this genocide, you're supporting this genocide, and doing absolutely nothing about what your government is doing and causing to the world. Shame on you. You are evil. And if you would not stand, you would go down just like the Nazis. That evil government in that country will go down just like the Nazis. Israel will go into history as a genocidal state. Even if you continue this genocide for another 25 years and make it 100 years of mass murder and genocide, you are a genocidal state. Israel doesn't own the world. Israelis who control the American Congress do not own the world. You do not own the people of the world. And your guns would not end the whole world. We're not scared of you. No matter how many women and children you kill, Palestine will stand, as Palestine has stood through hundreds of years. Africa, rise up. I'll end it here. Something has to be done for Palestine.